Welcome to another episode of the Insert Name Here show, the INH show, talking about geek culture, news and lifestyle. Well, Terence, we've had Oz Comic Con, Melbourne Oz Comic Con.
Yep.
And, you know, during the convention, I came up with this idea for a new business, which I wanted to float by you, just to see what your thoughts are.
That almost sounds a bit shifty, man.
Well, look, there's a reason I'm wearing a collar shirt and, you know, trying to dress decently.
Okay.
Now, you've heard of Gigolos, yes?
Of course. Who hasn't, right?
Well, I mean, up until a few years ago, I didn't know what a Gigolo was.
Okay, alright.
But you know what they do? You know, they offer this service of companionship, yes?
Is that what it is? Yep. Alright.
Well, I believe legally it's companionship. Once the money changes hands, you know, whatever happens is between two consenting adults. Anyway, so that's what a Gigolo does. But as we were waiting in line for art and lining up,
sounds horrible already.
Here we are. You haven't even heard my business idea. I'm thinking we could do something like a Geek Gigolo service. All right. So what it is that you hire out the service of a geek.
Okay.
So for like say 2 hours, and what you can do is you can hire me out, and you know, like we can talk about geeky things. Because I know that there's a lot of closeted geeks out there, and they don't have opportunity to indulge. You know, they're just on forums, and they need that face-to-face contact.
Wait. Let me just ask you this, okay? Do you have to follow through at the end of the
service? Like Gigolos, once the money changes hands, whatever happens after that is between two consenting adults.
Right. Okay.
That's all there is to it.
But the service is just to hang out.
I've looked into the legal ramifications. Yeah, the service is to hang out.
You looked into the legals for this?
Well, you know, I think there's money. I think there's money to be made in this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be something like, you know, you can hire out my services for say an hour or 2 hours or a weekend. You know, and obviously there'll be a sliding scale as to what services we offer. So for example, like with Oz Comic Con, like you could hire me out to be your queue buddy, you know? So if you're just standing there and you're just trying to pass the time, you know, we can talk about you know, the new, how Henry Cavill looks in the new Man of Steel movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's a way of passing the time.
I don't know if that would work, man. I mean,
you say what makes you think it wouldn't work?
I don't know.
That's just one example, though. I mean, we could do other things like, you know, last week I saw Age of Tomorrow. If you need someone to watch that movie with you again, you know, I'll watch it again, no problem.
All right. Okay, all right. So it's just a hangout buddy. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, hangout buddy, but
it's, you know, like I said, sometimes geeks can be. And I say the term affectionately because I'm a geek. Would you consider yourself a geek?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you know, we spend a lot of time in front of the computer. We're on message boards. We're Facebook messaging people.
But is this going to end up becoming like Deuce Bigalow, male Gigolo? You know, like Deuce Bigalow, where he takes out all the weird sort of. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but
look, potentially that could be what happens because
in the movie, like, he does not actually sleep with any of them. You know, he just hangs out.
Why does your mind obviously, you know, straight away go to that?
Isn't that what Gigolo? That's how I tie in Gigolo.
Look, like I said, I've looked into the legal side of things. It's companionship.
Okay.
All right. So what happens is that, just say you were to hire out my services. Okay? Just say you didn't know me. You typed into, you know, geekgigolo.com, which you know, I'm taking that. So
sponsored by INH.
Nobody steal that domain name out from underneath me. So, and just say, you see my picture, and then you look at my credentials, like, you know, reads comics, you know, interest in sci-fi movies, and whatever else I put on the thing, and you think, oh, you know, maybe I'd like to hire this guy's companionship for 2 hours.
I'm a little bit worried right now.
But what happens is that then I'll come over to your place, alright, and then you'll pay me my fee, let's say it's like, you know, $200 for 2 hours.
Right.
And then, like, what happens after that is between two consenting adults. You know, like, if we want to play, you know, Ultra Street Fighter 4, we can do that for like an hour, and then the hour after that we can just talk about.
Well, how about this? Like, let me pitch this to you then. How about I be the pimp and I send you out on these sort of things?
Yeah, I mean, you if you could get the clients, yeah, I mean, certainly you could get a cut of it. But so what it is it's companionship, and you know, you could do for the whole weekend. Like, could you imagine Oz Comic Con?
Right.
Could you imagine if you were before you met me, right?
Right.
You were doing the convention circuit on your own.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that fair to say?
Pretty much.
And how fulfilling was that? Were those experiences? Were those years?
They're okay, man.
You would just go in and you'd leave the building before half the day, right?
Yeah, I do.
And you're just wasting the whole weekend.
True.
So could you imagine if you had paid for my services for the weekend? You know, could you imagine how much fun you would have had? You would have gotten onto all this art much earlier on. There's money to be made in this thing.
This is weird, really. I don't know, man. Like,
well, obviously we can you know, we need to look at the fine print a little bit more.
Right.
But what we're doing is a companionship service, you know, for geeks, guys, girls, whatever.
So you'd have to round out a lineup of different geeks, whether it's female and male. Well, it would have to be female and male.
Yeah, you know, I mean...
Okay, let me ask you this. What if they wanted you to cosplay?
Well, it depends on how much they're willing to pay, man. You know, like...
Right.
Yeah, but look, if you wanted me to be... if you wanted to go to Oz Comic Con...
What if they wanted you to cosplay as Power Girl?
Well, hold on, let's just wind it back a little bit. If you wanted to go... Just say you were deeply wanted to cosplay, but you were too afraid that you'd stand out for the wrong reasons, right?
Right. Okay.
Then you could hire my services for the weekend,
and you would have to cosplay.
And I'd cosplay with you, so that you wouldn't feel, and I'd go
awkward and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you know, then you'd have a buddy to do it with you. Now whether or not I'm going to dress up as Power Girl or whatever, that's up to me to, you know, see whether whether you're going to pay me enough and whether I approve of it or not.
Right.
But that's what I mean. So it's between two consensual adults.
Who would be a demographics, a target market?
Look,
I'll be looking at geeks these nerd geeks that are socially awkward, that don't really speak much and stuff like that.
I think that would be a good way to get them out of the shell a little bit. You know, get them out into the into the world, and it's all a good way. I think it would be a good service for people to just become more comfortable, you know, in their own skin.
Okay.
You don't think there's money to be made in this?
I don't know, man. It's at the end of the day, it's still a gigolo. I don't want to be known as a gigolo, man.
Well, I think I think initially we'd call it
Geekgolo.
Yeah. How about that, Geekgolo? Don't steal that domain name from underneath.
Geekgolo.com.
Well, what do you guys think? Is this is there money to be made in this? I think there is. So you know,
it might be. I think you might be onto something here.
I think I might get some Kickstarter started on this. You reckon this? Yeah. I think there's money to be made in this thing. What do you guys think? Do you think there's money to be made in the Gigolo, the Gigolo service?
Business, I think there is.
Would you hire one of us out to you know, for an hour or two, watch movies, play video games, read comics?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Let us know what you think. Leave a comment below. Let us know how much you think we're worth per hour.
And I don't know if that's a good idea, man. Someone would be like 1 cent.
Well, you know,
better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
Freebies.
If there's money, I think there's money to be made in this thing.
Maybe, just maybe. Kickstarter, huh?
Well, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. If there's no episode of INH next week, then maybe it's because this Gigolo service has taken off.
Gigolo service. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for sticking it out. Let us know what you think. Catch you later.
See you next time.